everybody, welcome. I am so excited to be here with you today and share this card with you. Today is my grandparents' 67th wedding anniversary. Yes, 67 years. Can you imagine? I think that's so amazing. So my grandpa's 91 and my grandma's 86, and they're still very much in love, and I really want to say going strong, but they're having some struggles now. My grandpa's in great health, but my grandma has Alzheimer's, and it is moving along at a rate faster than we would care to mention or that we like. And I'm going to zoom out here just a little bit. And so it's been hard. It's been really, really tough. And Alzheimer's is a really ugly, horrible disease. And our family just keeps praying for them, and they get through it. My grandpa takes care of my grandma now, and it's really amazing to watch. So I am making them a happy anniversary card because I know that they will love it and appreciate it, because that's the kind of people they are. So we're going to get started, and we are going to use the paper piercing mat to help me out with my stamping. And we are going to be doing a really fun technique today called layered heat embossing. I learned how to do this by watching one of Jennifer McGuire's videos, and so I'm going to do it for you now. And it's super fun, super easy, and we're going to get started. So to do this technique, you really need a stamp set that is a double or triple step stamping stamp set. It helps. I'm sure you could do it without, but it definitely helps to have one like this. So I'm using the Watercolor Wings stamp set, and we are going to get started with this. So the first layer is the base layer, and it's this big solid butterfly. You're going to need your Versamark ink, and I'm using the Embossing Buddy, and it's this little talcum powder thing that comes. It's like $4 or $5, I forget, and it's basically removes static cling. So you have to have this to do this technique. There's no way around it. It's absolutely necessary, because I tried it without it and it was a mess. So we're gonna get started, and I'm just gonna cover my black cardstock using the Embossing Buddy, and then I'm going to ink up my butterfly really good with my Versamark ink. And this really is a case right from Jennifer McGuire. I'm just using a different stamp set. If you don't follow her on YouTube, you should, because she's really talented. Alright, so I'm just going to stamp down in the middle really good, make sure I get good coverage, and I have. And then I'm going to use some crushed curry embossing powder. So this is how I do my embossing powder, just right over the top of a coffee filter. Because the coffee filter really, you can get your powder, excess powder, back into the little container really easy when you use it in a coffee filter. It pours back in really easy. So I'm just going to set this aside so that it's out of our way. And you see I have really good coverage here on my butterfly. Now I don't want to do too much tapping off, because I really want this bottom image to be super solid and dark. So what I'm going to do now is just take this little brush that I have sitting around to brush away some of this excess little bits of embossing powder that I can see. I could probably get it off if I held it over the coffee filter and tapped, but I don't want to lose my embossing powder here on my image. Alright, so I'm going to heat set this with my heat tool from Stampin' Up, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, I'm back, and I'm just going to let this sit for just a second and kind of cool off. And I'm going to use my Embossing Buddy again and go over everywhere that I just embossed and my black paper. And now I'm going to use some Calypso Coral embossing powder. I guess I have to stamp first, don't I? This is the second image in this butterfly stamp. So I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to go ahead and ink it up really good. line it up over the top of my already stamped and embossed butterfly that I've got here. Stamp, pull it up, and grab my coffee filter for my Calypso Coral. This is retired. This is Calypso Coral and it's retired embossing powder, but I don't care. I keep it and use it anyway because I love it. And yeah, that's why. Okay, so then again, I'm just going to kind of clean up a little around the edges. You can just blow on it. That'll help. Anywhere that you loosen powder up. That's pretty clean. So now I'm going to heat set this layer and I'll be back. Okay, so the next piece I want to do, I actually should have already done, is the center of this butterfly. So I'm adding some more Embossing Buddy powder, stamping the middle because I want to do the middle of my butterfly in Calypso Coral also. So I'm going to heat set that and then I'll be back. I'm back and I'm setting my Calypso Coral stock to the side, and my last step is using this beautiful piece that really is just going to set off the very last of this. Before I do that, again with the Embossing Buddy. And I'm telling you, you really do have to do this. I know you're thinking, really? Is it necessary? But I promise you it is. It's important to do it in between every step. I learned the hard way. Okay, so I'm inking this up. I'm going to stamp it down. And then I'm going to use my black embossing powder to just make this butterfly look amazing. You will see. You're going to be very surprised at how awesome. Okay, so I've just kind of cleaned that, and then again you can kind of go in between here if you have little spots that you don't want any powder. And then I'm going to heat set this and I'll be back. For stamping is again with my Embossing Buddy. And then this, I just felt like it should have the sentiment love, and this is from Watercolor Words. So we're using watercolor wings and watercolor words. And I'm just going to stamp it down below here. And I want to use crushed curry because I think the crushed curry really pops on a black background. So go ahead and I'm going to move this out of the way, and then I'm going to heat set that. Okay, so now I have everything heat set, and so my card's almost finished, but not quite. So I want to show you what's left. So you can see that there's a lot of white residue. Do you see all that around? If you just take a regular washcloth and rub all over the cardstock, it will just rub away that white and gives you a much crisper look. And I did get a few pieces of embossing powder out on the edges here. And so I'm going to try a technique. I don't know if this will work. I've seen it before, but this is a little bit different tool. I've seen where people use an adhesive eraser. Nope, it's not working. So that's okay. I have a little dots here and there, but if it's perfect, it's not homemade, right? So, okay. That's my card. It's gorgeous, right? And then all you have to do, the last step, is taking it and putting it on a piece of Whisper White cardstock. And I'm going to use dimensionals to do that. A lot of them. Because I hate a saggy card. When you put a really big layer down on a card like this, what can happen is the center can sag or the edges can sag if you don't have enough dimensionals. Some people just use dimensional tape. I have some, but I'm saving it because I'm doing a project with it, and so I didn't want to get it out and use it for this. So I'm just going to peel all these pieces away really quick. While I'm doing this, I just want to say, make sure you come back tomorrow for my 4th of July post. It's going to be a cute one. It's not my stuff, actually. It's stuff that my team member created. She's very talented, and she did a bunch of 4th of July stuff that's really cute. So I thought, hey, you know what? Why not feature and share her stuff? Because she's super talented and it's cute. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So you don't want to miss that. Okay, so I'm just layering this down on a piece of Whisper White cardstock. And you can see it's crooked. That's awesome. Okay, my grandpa probably would not notice, and I know my grandma wouldn't, but it'll bug me. Okay, that's better. Okay, so that's my card, and then the last thing that I want to do, because I just didn't feel like it was quite finished, was add a few sequins. So I will take the time to cover up a couple of my mistakes by adding sequins. So there's a mistake right there where I got a little piece of embossing powder that then stuck. So I just covered that up. And I'm going to use a heart. Good grief, making a mess. Use this little white one. And then a heart. Come on, heart. I'm going to put it right here. And then, I don't know, maybe one more silver one up here. Gosh darn it. Oh well, it's staying like that now. Okay, so there is, what is happening? Gosh darn it. There. Ah, sequins. Okay. I love them. It's a love-hate relationship, everybody. Okay, so that's my super cute card for my grandma and grandpa. And then I also made this one earlier. And you can see that the black embossing powder came out a little bit better on this one. It's tough to get it to stick the way you want it to, but when it does, man alive, isn't that a gorgeous card? So thanks to Jennifer McGuire for giving me the inspiration and idea for this. And thanks to all of you for watching. Make sure that you go to my blog and sign up to get my free tutorials at the top of the page and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks. Bye-bye.